Hello and welcome back to Mexico News Network's Breaking News. Remember, we are broadcasting from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma, a beautiful gourmet inclusive and adults-only complex located in the heart of Riviera Maya. Don't forget to follow us on social networks on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. You'll find us, of course, as Mexico News Network, and stay logged on to our website for information 24/7 on Mexico and the world. We are at www.mexiconewsnetwork.com. Now let's continue with today's headline stories. Auctioneer Doyle New York has announced that 25 letters written by legendary Mexican painter Frida Kahlo will be scheduled for auctioning on April 15th. The 100 pages have some of Frida's most passionate thoughts on one of her biggest loves, Spanish painter José Bartoli. According to her letters, Bartoli was the one who would transform her whole world into a place filled with beauty. The evocative pages, which are expected to be fetching anywhere between $80 and $120 million, include original drawings, photographs, and pressed flowers. However, they have also revealed important aspects of her life with Diego Rivera, her paintings, and an unknown pregnancy. Just as her husband, Diego, did, Frida had many lovers, some of them public and others kept in the shadows. One of her most famous love affairs was with Leon Trotsky. The relationship began after Trotsky's exile, when he and his wife were hosted in Frida's Blue House. In fact, experts say that she did it in the revenge for Diego's romance with her sister Cristina Kahlo. New Yorker Nicholas Murray was responsible of some of the most iconic photographs of the painter. However, behind the lens, he harbored an underground relationship with Frida, who used to refer to him as my beloved, my boy, and loved one. Frida's inclination for women was also very well known. Italian photographer Tina Modotti, singer Chavela Vargas, and French painter Jacqueline Lamba were some of Frida Kahlo's closest friends, but letters, photographs, and witnesses accounts suggest that the possibility of relationships beyond mere friendship with these women. The sculptor of Japanese and American descent Isamu Noguchi also found himself on Kahlo's love affair list, along with the physician Leo Elizer, Heinz Bergeron, and Alejandro Gomez Arias. Frida describes her love to José Bartoli as her tree of hope, her sky of Mexico, and her life. I want to live and be strong in order to love you with all the tenderness that you deserve, to give you everything that is good in me so that you will not feel alone. The Mexican Culture Institute in Washington, D.C. is dedicated to dialogue between Mexico and the United States in order to foster creativity and education for the arts. This nonprofit organization, which is celebrating 25 years of building cultural bridges between the two nations, has scheduled several cultural events that will add a little taste of Mexico to the capital city of the U.S. 25 years, 25 artists. This is an art exhibition that presents the evolution and different stages of Mexican muralist movement to younger generations. From the contemporaries of the third stage to the Ruptura representatives. All the art pieces collected for this exhibition were produced by Mexican artists, and those exalt Mexican culture in their work. Visitors will admire the paintings of José Luis Cuevas, Francisco Toledo, Gabriel Macotela, Ariadne Kimberly, Luis Nishiwa, and many more. The exposition, which has already been inaugurated, can be enjoyed from Monday to Saturday at the Institute. Entrance fee is free until May 30th. The University of Maryland, George Washington University, and the Mexican Cultural Institute present the dilemma of the gods and the familiarity of the kings, constructions of Aztec identity in earlier colonial Mexico. This is a keynote address of Professor Elizabeth Boone, a specialist in conquest-era testimony such as the Chronicles of Bernardino de Sahagún. The exposition aims to describe how the identities of ancient deities were constructed and presented the people during the Spanish conquest of central Mexico. Her presentation has been scheduled for today, April 9th at 6:45 p.m. Mariela in the Desert is a play that tells the story of Mariela and Jose, a married couple who at one point found themselves in a life surrounded by the artistic elite of Mexico, only to end up living isolated in a desert in northern part of the country after their daughter leaves home. According to playwright Karen Zacarias, this play portrays the dynamics and life of a Latino family to an American audience. Mariela in the Desert is scheduled at the Gala Theater from April 16th to May the 10th as part of the celebrations of the 25th anniversary of the Mexican Cultural Institute. Also, take a ride through the flavors and aromas of Mexico's Silver Route. Learn about the culinary heritage of colonial cuisine and get familiarized with the culture and history of Mexico City, Zacatecas, Querétaro, Guanajuato, Aguascalientes, and San Luis Potosí. The Mexican Table is hosted by Patty Hinich, a consummate professional at the traditional Mexican cuisine, who made this cooking class a total success. For 2015, there have been 3 sessions programmed, the first one on April 23rd, the second, a special edition for kids, on June 13th, and the last one on December the 3rd of the current year 2015. Now, who would have thought that a particular kind of super pointy boot would travel from a small town in Mexico all the way to the fashion runways of Paris? That is exactly what happened when Japanese fashion brand Comme des Garçons featured shoes inspired by the Guarachero urban tribe's footwear. The Guarachero boot is said to have been invented in the town of Matehuala in the state of San Luis Potosí, starting off as a simple modification to a regular boot and worn in tribal music dance competitions. The tribal genre blends pre-Hispanic sounds, cumbia rhythms, and techno. Tribal dancing crews started making their boots pointier and pointier in a competition for the longest boot. They even had them decorated with lights, sparkling fabrics, and even adorned them with special designs if there was a celebration afoot, such as an Independence Day or Day of the Dead. As both the music genre and the tribal Guarachero style started gaining popularity, it soon spread into Hispanic communities in the United States, booming in 2011 and ending up last fall on the menswear runway for the Spring-Summer 2015 of Comme des Garçons in Paris. The designer boots are inspired by the Mexican ones but have differences, mainly in the materials and the type of boot. CDG's boots are based on the Chelsea boot instead of a cowboy boot, for instance, and of course, they are quite pricey with a tag of up to $515. The original Guarachero boots, or at least the original style, were also featured on the music video of David Guetta's Play Hard, as well as on music video of Eric Rincon, a popular tribal DJ. And to finish off today's breaking news, our feature piece of the day, the life of one of Mexico's outstanding legends, the female archetype of doom and pride, Maria Felix. However, you may know her as La Doña. Maria de Los Angeles Felix Guereña was a Mexican film actress. She's considered one of the most important female figures of the golden age of Mexican cinema. Also considered one of the most beautiful film actresses of her time and one of the greatest erotic myths of Spanish language cinema. Along with Pedro Armendáriz and Dolores del Rio, she is one of the most important figures of Latin American cinema of the 40s and the 50s. She's known by the nickname La Doña, a name derived from her character in the movie Doña Bárbara in 1943. She's also known as Maria Bonita, thanks to the anthem composed exclusively for her as a wedding gift by composer Agustín Lara. She completed an entire film career that included 47 films made in Mexico, Spain, France, Italy, and Argentina. She died on April 8, 2002, and after 13 years of absence, we still remember her as the powerful woman she was. Octavio Paz once said, "Maria Felix was born twice. Her parents gave birth, and she then was reinventing herself. The great creation of Maria Felix is herself." During her lifetime, Maria had to face and overcome many challenges and obstacles that eventually made her the diva of Mexico's national cinema. It's a fact that her beauty opened the doors to the movie industry, but her difficult temper turned her into La Doña. I always envied educated and intelligent people. I met a lot and always wanted to have that intellectual glow, that vivacity to speak. Although she never met and referred to herself as a feminist, Maria believed that the future of women depended on education and that she was a clear example of it. When she made her way into the movie industry, she wanted to be more than just a pretty face, so her perfectionist nature led her to educate herself in drama. In time, she would become recognized not only as a diva, but also as one of the greatest actresses in the industry. All her life, men groveled for her. Her femme fatale image fascinated the greatest artists of the intellectual world and of the 20th century. Even King Farouk of Egypt was a great fan. She received Octavio Paz, Leon Trotsky, and Juan Rulfo at her home. Diego Rivera, Leonora Carrington, and Orozco painted the beauty of Felix, while directors Luis Buñuel and Emilio El Indio Fernández immortalized her in films. "It's not enough to be pretty. You have to know how to be pretty," she said. In music, Cuco Sánchez, José Alfredo Jiménez, Agustín Lara, and Juan Gabriel used Maria as an inspiration. Felix's fame went beyond the Americas, and throughout her career, she filmed over 47 movies in Italy, France, Argentina, Germany, and Spain. Her popularity in the old continent began to rise when fashion brands such as Dior, Chanel, Givenchy, Balenciaga, and many others made outfits just for her. As a matter of fact, in 1984, the National Italian Chamber of Fashion and the French Federation of Couture named her as one of the best-dressed women in the world. "Money doesn't give you happiness, but it surely does help calm the nerves," she would say. A famous actress as well as a businesswoman, she had an extensive collection of jewelry, porcelain, antique furniture, art, and several properties in Mexico and abroad. In France, her late husband, Alex Berger, left her 87 horses, which she cared for after his death. The life of Maria Bonita came to an end on April 8th of 2002, the same day that she turned 88 years old. An original woman is not someone that doesn't imitate someone, but someone that nobody can imitate. Thank you for joining us. This was all for today. I am your host, Elisa Carballo. Remember, we are broadcasting from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma, an adults-only hotel in the heart of Riviera Maya. Stay informed 24/7. Log on to our website, www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, and follow us on social networks. Thank you for staying with us, and we will see you next time.